Hi, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get your website onto the first page of Google search results, so that way you can get all that search volume and all those calls coming directly to your business. So what I've done is a couple searches here for cleaning, and then mentioned that pool cleaning and handyman were recent additions that we wanted to get some traction on. And so I've taken the top results, the top companies in each of these search areas, and as well as your own business website. And then I put them all into this tool that I use, and it shows me all the information that Google finds when it crawls your site, and then rates its strength and trust on a scale of 1 to 100. So just quickly, you can look at some of these numbers and see why these websites are being trusted more than yours and therefore ranked higher up on the list. But let me go through what these numbers mean and then how you can improve them on your site. So when Google is determining in what order to rank a website in search results, it uses two different factors. The first is the authority or the trust that it has in your site. This is basically just a popularity contest. Now, this authority is gained when domains or other websites refer back to yours and then they create a link. So to quickly define these, if say the local news station did an article on their website for the top cleaning companies in the area, and in that article, the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, that would be considered one backlink from one referring domain. Now, there are a lot of different types of websites that can refer back to yours, including any kind of blogs or posting sites, press releases, maybe companies that you work with, distributors, or any kind of products that you use. However, one very important type is what's called a citation. A citation is any time that your name, address, and phone number appear in an online directory like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau. These citations are usually always free. It just takes some time to find them, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. Now you can see why Google is placing more trust in these websites based on how many other websites are linking back to theirs. But just something to note here is it's not just a matter of the quantity of these links, it's also the quality. Some of them are more spammy than others, so we need to be finding and building links from authoritative websites that Google trusts, so that way it transfers that trust to you. And they also have to be relative to the service industry that you offer. Now, the second factor for ranking your site is the content on the page. So if we look here, unfortunately, it's only being found for one keyword on the page. I'll go into that in 1 second, but just so I can use this as an example, we go to the competitor website here. These are all the keywords and phrases that are being typed into Google search that are being found on this page, as well as the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. So this is where we do some research and we try to find all the highest volume keywords relative to the services that you offer and then the areas that you service, and make sure that those are being included and found on your page. So for instance, right at the top, cleaning services in Bradenton, that's being searched 100 times per month. If you were in the #1 position like this company, 100 people a month will be searching and seeing your website. We're usually pretty conservative, and Google Analytics says about 10% of those who are searching actually become a lead to your business. So now, depending on the conversion rate and close of the business, depending on how many customers call and how many turn into actual customers, you can see that the sheer number of volume coming in as a lead and the potential for additional revenue at the end of the month and at the end of the year, and that's just based off one keyword. So then we repeat that same process for all the highest volume keywords and make sure that you're getting all that search volume as well. Now, there is a formula that Google uses to find these keywords on your site, and I believe that's where we have a problem why you're not coming up for so many of them. So looking at your site as far as the layout, it's great that we have the menu up here. Sometimes it's easier to have all the options already on the top of the page rather than a separate page that opens up. Uh, it's good to have this call to action button right at the top so that way people can easily navigate there. What I would recommend is this box down at the bottom, this form submit. We usually like to have those or recommend having those higher up at the top so that when people immediately come to the page, they can easily access and input the information all there without having to click a second button. However, as far as Google is concerned, it doesn't care about the layout. It's just a computer. So what it's going to do is come in and count all the words and text on the page. Now, it's generally looking for a minimum of about 1,500 words because it assumes that the more information you have on the page, the more of an expert you are, and the more likely it is to recommend you. Now, while it's counting the words, it's also searching for those keywords. So any kind of service you offer and then the areas you offer it in. However, this is where the amount of content on the page and the number of words really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of those keywords for every 150 words of text on the page. So the more keywords, the more services and areas that you want to be found for, the more content that we have to add to the page. Things like this are probably coming up as a picture, so Google is unable to pick that up as a keyword. And then there just really isn't a whole lot of content on the page to be able to qualify and get picked up for more of these keywords. Now, if we take a look at the search here, the first thing that comes up is what's called the Google Map Pack. This is a pretty important area to try to get into because it's listed at the top of the page, and a lot of search volume will just come into these top 3 companies. Now, to be listed in here, you just need to fill out a Google Business Profile. There are ways to optimize that, including filling out as much information as possible, all the services you offer, the areas, hours of operation. In your business description, there should be 750 characters that can be filled out, and we put some keywords in there as well. And then what you want to do is add photos that are geolocated and tagged within your service area, as well as posting onto your profile on a regular basis. Then we collect reviews, and then you want to get as many of those citations, your name, address, and phone number. You want to be listed in more directories than anybody else on this list. However, underneath that, this is what's called the organic search results. This is where the more authority or trust that Google has in your site, the higher up on the list that you're going to rank. So this is where getting more of those links or referrals from other websites will help you climb and outrank the competition. Once ranked on top here, then you'll be getting all that search volume for all the different keywords and all those leads coming into the business. Now, I hope this information was helpful and it shows you how you can scale some of your online presence, but please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you'd like to go into any further details. We can talk about some of your goals, including different and new services that you'd like to push and how we can exactly reach those for you. And I appreciate any of your feedback, and we look forward to speaking with you soon.